Hi, my name is Lucas Gates. I'm a proud autism advocate in our wonderful community, and I'm a co-host on the Pulse Autism Podcast, among other things I do outside of the autism sphere. My first year of elementary was a little different because kids at the time, this was the late 1990s, right before the new millennium, and kids didn't understand what autism was all about. Bringing up high school it was pretty difficult because, on the one hand you're on the spectrum, but on the other hand you're growing up with puberty and all this stuff, and it was brutal. It wasn't a great experience overall, but I did have one good experience with my high school counselor, and I'm glad to say she's still at my alma mater to this day, which I'm thrilled, and I'm hoping to go back to the school today to talk about autism to this next generation, because I assume most of the kids now have a much more of a better understanding than I did by the time I was heading out of the system. I didn't have the so-called supports like they do now, like what's considered back then, but my parents fortunately were my backup, and they were basically sticking up for me because they knew what was right and what was wrong, and they taught me to be myself, and that's how I am today. When it comes to giving back to my community, I feel it's also important to give some advice to people who have felt nervous, let's say, for employment especially. If we can start building up that model that people who are the way that they understand or comprehend different work styles, that's not a bad thing, because they take the different interpretation and they apply it to another thing. And sometimes employers actually benefit from people taking different points of view and say, you know what, have you ever thought maybe this idea could work better that way or this way? Just offering my advice. What matters most is that if you feel comfortable about disclosing, great. If not, you do not have to worry about it. Usually there's a time and a place when it makes sense, but you do not have to disclose if you don't feel about it. Why I think it's most important to have autistic adults as leaders in our community, because they give a different perspective on life and how they understand things differently, different concepts, different way of thinking things, because it's most important to listen, learn, and engage. That is what matters most in our community. That is what makes us us. You can't have representation without the actual community's involvement, and that's what it is. And so Autism BC really gives 110% effort on that, and that's what the mission is. We want to give representation back to the community. We want to listen. We want to keep our eyes and ears open, and we want to engage, and that's what matters most. When it comes to that quote, sharing my story could help others, I want to give back, because all the years that I've been growing up with my diagnosis, I'm going to just explain what I've been doing. I want to give people more optimism from all the pessimism and negative kind of clout that's being undergoing the world right now. I know life might be a pain, and it is sometimes. My grandfather told me this many years ago, and I still hold this true. Everything will be okay. Just enjoy this beautiful world. With this filming we've been doing the last little bit, it's been a blast. Learning and getting to help our community as well, and also having a great team here as well. It's been a blast. Why donate to Autism BC? Like I said, it's simple. There's already representation in the organization, like me being the first board member in the organization's history who is actually a member of the community at large, and of course with Jake. So it's a great way to learn and grow, not just for our community, but for myself personally, because it's all about, again, our autistic advocates as well, our whole general community. If they want to be leaders, you have to showcase that. We want to see a future where our community is a little bit more accepted for who they are and what they can contribute to society. Better days are coming. Our community is strong and resilient, and we'll come out fired up and ready to go once this pandemic is gone, and we're ready to make a difference in people's lives.
Visit autismbc.ca to donate or to learn more. Thank you.